Hello students, good morning. So yesterday was a quite eventful day in terms of the JEE mains updates. We have got the official notification released and also the information bulletin. So there are quite some interesting aspects that we need to look at in terms of the JEE 2021. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick look at what are some of the key things that we need to consider for the JEE 2021. First and very important thing is in terms of the number of attempts that the students are allowed to take, because up to the 2020 JEE we have been getting 2 attempts, but for the 2021 we will be given 4 attempts. So which means the students could possibly look at these multiple attempts as an option to give themselves adequate practice before bringing in their best attempt. Like maybe the first couple of attempts, right, students could make it more like kind of and practice getting things comfortable for them. And of course the consideration is the best of the 4 attempts will be taken for the final NTA score evaluation. So among the 4 attempts, if somebody is giving all the 4, maybe it is not like everyone has to give all the 4. You can give even just 1 attempt, or you can give 2 attempts, or you can give 3 attempts, or you can give all the 4, because for each attempt you have to pay a separate fees. So this would also help one reducing the stress levels on students, particularly since we have 4 attempts now. The chances that students will succumb to strain etc will also be reduced because they will be able to take each attempt a little bit more calmly now. Okay, so these are some of the things that will be able to help the students greatly with this 4 attempt pattern. So if you look at these 4 attempts, right, they have been staggered over the February. Typically, since the February attempt rate is coming 22nd to 25th, and we can possibly expect the other March, April and May attempts also to be typically in the end of these months. So the plan for these scheduling is also considering that different states, they might have the board examinations happening on different dates. So just to avoid clashing with them, right, this staggering also would help, because especially for this academic year, some states have delayed their academic year start itself, but some of them they have not. So which means we could see that different boards, right, they would have different dates for the final examination. Some might have in the March, some may have in the April, some may even have in the month of May or even later. Okay, so considering that there is a staggering of these JEE mains across these 4 months, so and students will also find this helpful, because this will make sure that at least last year there were some concerns, particularly for students from the open schooling NIOS board. They had dates clashed with the actual JEE mains. So this could be avoided in this particular year because of this staggering of these 4 attempts. And with regard to the examination pattern itself, because some states including the CBSE, they have gone with reduced syllabus for this current academic year. So especially in subjects like bio and chemistry, they have even removed some chapters, whereas in physics they have said that in some of the chapters they have taken out certain fringe subtopics, but it will be possibly very difficult to bring in a uniformity. Like we may see that the reduction in terms of syllabus could vary from around 10 to 15% in CBSE to even 20 to 30% in some boards, and also the kind of chapters they would have omitted may not be uniform. So considering these things, what the NTA has proposed this year is a kind of a subsection wise choice, like in the previous JEE 2020. What we have is like mathematics, physics and chemistry. Each of these subjects we have 25 questions. In that 20 will be the straight multiple choice question type. One of the option will be correct. For every correct answer we will get +4 and wrong answer -1. No attempt means 0. But for the remaining 5 questions which are numerical type, the correct answer would give us a +4 and wrong answer will not be bringing us any negative marking. So there is no negative marking in these numerical type of questions. So totally, if you look at it, right, each of them will have 25 questions. Maximum score is 100 each subject. So total maximum score is 300. That is what is the pattern we had in the 2020. Now for this year, what they are bringing is the subject wise, they are breaking it down to two sections. The section A part, right, will be having 20 questions. It will be the MCQ type. So section A will be 20 questions MCQ type, which means in this, right, same, correct answer is +4, wrong answer -1, no attempt means 0. But for the section B, where each of these subjects will have 10 questions, they will be the numerical type of questions, where we'll have to fill the, so there will be no multiple choice involved, there will be blank that will be given, and we have to type in the respective numerical answer up to whatever. Typically they will say fill the answer up to 2 decimal places, like that. Okay, but the thing they are introducing different this year is, yes, the numerical choice, they will have no negative marking. Correct answer is +4, but they are going to give us 10 questions instead of 5. They are going to give 10 numerical questions, and in the 10 numerical questions we need to just attempt 5. Now what if we are attempting 6? What if we are attempting 7? So they would be taking only the 5 questions. So we have to attempt 5 out of the 10. So the 5 out of the 10 questions, right, based on that the score for the section B will be given. And of course in this there will be no negative marking. So section B will not have any negative marking, and so it is like probably what we see in the board examinations, right, like that. We are also having a subsection wise optional questions. Now the idea behind this, what they are saying at least is, since it is very difficult to predict uniformly what is the kind of syllabus that they can reduce, they are going ahead with this kind of an subsection wise optional questions, so that if in some boards some students are not able to complete a particular chapter, if there is a question coming from the chapter, right, they could omit it. Okay, but then students might again complain saying, why not this for the section A also? Because obviously section A is the one that is having negative mark, right? At least in section B there is no negative marking. So even if you attempt a question and it goes wrong, it's not going to give us any negative mark. But in section A we have a negative mark, but there is no choice. So while there has been an attempt in terms of making sure that students will get some advantage because of similar, because of the syllabus omission across the boards, but still they could have given possibly the optional in the section A also, that could have helped the students a little bit more. Okay, but something has happened in terms of comforting the students by giving these optional questions at least in one of the sections. So we'll discuss more about this new pattern and how students need to prepare by considering the new pattern in a separate video, but this is what is the big update in terms of the pattern of the test itself. But as such, the broad scheme of things are not going to change. The thing that is changing is in terms of having an optional set of questions for the numerical type. That is the only difference. Okay, and maximum marks is going to still remain the same, because maximum marks will be from section A, it will be 20 questions, section B 5 questions, totally 25 into 4, it will be 100 for each subject. So 3 subjects put together will have the 300 questions, and the thing is, out of 90 questions totally we see over here, we will have to attempt only 75. Now the examination, right, in terms of the number of languages that students can attempt, so there has been an increase in the number of languages that students will be able to attempt. Like, previously it was only a couple of other regional languages. Now they have increased to 13 languages, including southern languages like Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, etc. So along with English and Hindi, students from Tamil Nadu or Andhra or Telangana or Kerala, they can possibly, even Karnataka, they can possibly take it in their respective mother tongue. Okay, this is another good news, but we'll have to see how many students will actually go for attempting in the regional languages. Now with regard to the eligibility criteria, the age criteria has been removed. That's another big update. And the 12th equivalent, so students who have 12th or the equivalent degrees from 2019-20 who have passed out in these years, or students who are going to appear for the respective 12th or equivalent examinations in 2021, so they will be eligible to apply for the JEE mains. and the registrations are open for the February attempt starting from December 15th, and they will be open up to January 15th. Last date for the fee payment is January 16th, and we have made a separate video on how do you go about filling this application without making errors. Of course, there is also a window for the corrections to be made for at least some particulars, but yeah, so your registrations you have to do at this particular website, jemain.nta.nic.in, and for the February attempt, while you are paying the fee, you can also pay the fee for the remaining attempts. That option is going to be given for the students. And if you are not paying the fee for the other attempts, you can still apply for those attempts also when they announce the respective dates. But for now, the applications are open for the February attempt. Means, you can apply by paying the fee just for the February attempt, or you can pay for 2 attempts, or you can pay for all the 4 attempts also. That option is there with the student. Right now itself, they can pay fee for all these attempts. And once you pay the fee, if you are probably not willing to go for the second or third attempt, so you want to withdraw the fees, means that will be non-refundable. Okay, that is something that students need to take care. So maybe the best kind of advice will be you just pay the fees for the February attempt, because anyway they are going to open the window for the next March attempt or April attempt or May attempt. That time you can possibly pay the fee for those respective attempts, because once you create your user ID, that will be stored in that JEE main website, and next further admins, when they open the window, right, you will just have to go and pay the fees. You don't need to register again one more time. Okay, already your account will be there. You will just have to pay the fees for the respective attempts. So this is about the updates in terms of the JEE, and like some of the students were asking, will there be a reduction in terms of the syllabus? So based on what they have proposed, there is no reduction in terms of the syllabus. That is the reason why they have gone ahead with the optional, at least in one of the sections of the exam. So this is about the updates, and as I said, right, so we have got separate videos for the procedure to fill the application form, and also we have analyzed in detail about the new pattern and how students need to prepare to maximize their score with regard to this new pattern that is proposed. Okay, all the best for your preparation, and we'll see in the next video.